And here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Samrak.
I'm Geneva. And I'm Zara.
We have a new stand-up special, of course, to react to today. Today's reaction will be on AZIZ ANSARI, live at Madison Square Garden.
Oh.
Do we all know who AZIZ ANSARI is?
I know who he is. I know he is in Parks and Recreation, I think.
He also had his own show on Netflix called Master of None.
I've never seen it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still going on, but this special here, live at Madison Square Garden. So I've seen a lot of stand-up comedians in person, yeah?
Yeah.
And he was one of them. So when he was on tour doing this special here, I caught it in Sacramento, California. That makes sense? Yeah, I caught it in Sacramento, California. You know, so I've seen this bit, and I've also watched this afterwards to see, because there's a segment here where he interacts with the crowd.
Oh.
So, you know, it's different from, I guess, from city to city, because he's going through the same process, and then the interactions are different.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have seen this, just let everybody know, live at Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I've never seen any of his stand-up.
So, yeah, he's known for Parks and Rec, and then I remember he made like some appearances on Scrubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a few episodes.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so
love Scrubs.
yeah. Again, this is AZIZ ANSARI live at Madison Square Garden. So if you do like our reaction, please like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. And sorry for the noise behind us. We do live in a busy area here in Waikiki. So cars backing up. That's what you're hearing with the beep. All right, let's do this. And here we go.
This is Madison Square Garden. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bring the house lights up for a second. Let's just see everybody here for a second. Bring the house lights
Oh
up.
my God. Wow.
Thank you so much to all 12,000 of you predominantly white people that showed up tonight. I really... No, there's minorities in the mix. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm a minority, and I'm the first generation of my family that was born in America. Anybody else first generation people? Yeah, clap, yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing thing our parents did, right? They came to this country, they maybe didn't know anyone, maybe didn't even speak the language, and they figured it out. Very brave, courageous thing, and I feel like we never sit down and thank them for it. And we should, because that's such an amazing thing, you know? For someone in your family to at some point to just be like, you know what? Fuck China, let's get out of here, let's go. Let's get out of here. I'm tired of living in this village, let's go. Let's go. Let's move to America. I've seen photos online, it looks dope. Let's go. Let's go. Because you know they had friends that were dicks. They're like, what? You can't move to America. You don't know anyone there. You don't speak the language. What are you gonna do for work? I don't know, man, we'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, we'll cook food and we'll sell it to white people, okay? You got a master's degree in chemistry. You know how to cook. They don't know what Chinese food tastes like. I'll just put some chicken in a box with some orange sauce and I'll serve it to them. Ooh, what are you gonna call that dish? Orange chicken? Yeah, maybe I will call it orange chicken. Maybe I'll call it number 36, we'll see. Pretty amazing though, right? Like all those stories, they're amazing to me. Amazing stories. I hear immigrants say stories like, oh, I came to Brooklyn with $20 in my pocket. That's incredible. Is our generation that amazing? I don't think we are. I don't think we're as amazing as our parents are. I don't think we can pull that kind of shit off. Like, could you imagine if you sent me to Brooklyn with $20 in my pocket? I'd get there the first day and be like, oh man, I'm out of money. I just bought too much fresh pressed juice. Guess I gotta move back. Hey Dad, yeah, I'm coming back to India, huh? Things didn't work out here. I made a bad investment in juice. My parents told me a little bit about their struggles. They moved to South Carolina. That's where they chose, yeah, because they were trying to find a place that combined racism and horrible public schools. And they're like, ooh, South Carolina, you're right in the middle of this very unnecessary Venn diagram. Let's do this. And, you know, they told me a little bit about it, and you know, my mom told me her first day in America was the scariest day of her life. And I was like, wow, why you say that? She's like, well, I got here, I didn't know anyone, I was so far away from my friends and family, I barely even knew your father. They had an arranged marriage, and she'd known him for like a week at that point. It was serious. And she said she got here, and she's in this small apartment, it's empty, and she didn't know what to do, and she felt so scared. I was like, what did you do that first day? She's like, I didn't know what to do. I was all alone, your dad was at work the whole day, and I just sat on the couch and I cried. I was like, oh, it's so sad. How did you get through that? And she's like, it was just one of those moments where I just knew I had to be brave and figure it out. You ever had moments like that, Aziz, where you were so scared, but you knew you had to be brave and figure it out? And I was like, no. My life is super easy because you did all the struggling, so my shit's really easy. I'm not gonna have any struggles to tell my kids about. What's my story gonna be like? Oh, son, once when I was flying from New York to LA, my iPad died. My kid will be like, fuck you, Dad, we're teleporting to Mars. My dad told me a little bit about his struggles. My dad's a doctor, and he said when he first got here, it was very hard because the head of the hospital was very racist and wouldn't never send in patients. He'd always send patients to another doctor that lived 3 hours away. And I was like, oh, that stinks. How did you figure that out? He said, well, what eventually happened was the head of the hospital got very sick, and he had a stomach problem. My dad is a stomach doctor, and so he called for my dad. He's like, oh, send that Indian guy in. I don't want to go to the guy 3 hours away. And my mom was like, you shouldn't go. The guy's racist, he never sends you patients. Why should you go? My dad was like, no, I'm going to go because I think we need to be the bigger people here. So my dad goes, and he starts treating the guy. And then my dad poisons him and kills him. And then my dad became the head of the hospital. And that's what you gotta do when you're an immigrant. Handle your shit. Kill some racist motherfuckers if you need to.
No way. Is that real?
I think it's part of the bit.
How many guys, clap if you don't eat meat. Anyone here not eat meat? Clap if you don't eat meat. Okay? Now, clap if you don't eat meat because you saw a documentary or you read a book that freaked you out about the meat industry. Clap if that's the situation. A few people. Now, clap if you've just seen that stuff in general, like video of a factory farm or read something that like freaked you out about the food industry. Clap if you've seen that stuff, yeah? It's a lot of people. Now, clap if you saw that stuff and you're like, oh my God, that's disgusting, it's cruel, it's inhumane. The government definitely needs to properly regulate the meat industry. There's no excuse for this. The government definitely needs to properly regulate the meat industry. But in the meantime, I kind of still gotta eat meat because I don't want to feel weird and hungry all the time. Isn't that so frustrating? Because no one wants to support that stuff, but you know what the problem is? Salads need to step their game up, okay? Like, salads aren't bringing it hard enough. Vegetables aren't bringing it hard enough. If food is a basketball game, meat is killing it. Meat is just like, ribs, fried chicken, steak. Meanwhile, vegetables are like, does anyone want any cauliflower? What about some snow peas? Does anyone like Brussels sprouts? Yeah, I'll take those Brussels sprouts and I'll wrap them in some bacon. That's how powerful meat is, right? You go into a kitchen, you smell bacon. Oh, are you cooking bacon right now? Is that bacon you're making? Is there any way you have a second piece of bacon that I could eat as well? Is there any? No one's ever walked into a kitchen like, are you steaming carrots right now? Are you steaming carrots? I can smell the steam from the other room. Is that some broccoli and cauliflower? Are you making a medley right now? Are you making a motherfucking steamed vegetable medley right now? Oh, don't tell me that's brown rice in that bowl. Don't tell me that's brown rice. You better fix me a plate now. Even if you don't eat meat, even if you're just eating vegetables, do you know everything that goes into the vegetables? There's all this messed up stuff with vegetables too, like child labor and all these issues. Like, how come every vegetable is always in season, right? Every vegetable is always in season, right? You never go to the grocery store and they're like, we don't have asparagus at the moment, they're just not growing. No. They have everything all the time. Because if it's not growing here, they just go to South America. And there's some guy with a sword going up to little kids like, Dígame, pick the asparagus, pick it. People in America need to eat it and see if it really makes their pee smell weird.